I am Mark Meiss from Google, demonstrating some of our newer search features for introducing some of the features that we automatically trigger for certain sorts of search queries now. So an example is if you happen to search on a query that we can determine is referring to a specific geographical location, as in the Arc de Triomphe, we will go ahead and in the primary search results show a Google map that is directly linked to the place, and also give a variety of images that were taken of the place so you can know whether you've picked up the right place, get transit information on how to actually get to wherever this is, and then some links to places where you can find local lodging and possibly hotel rooms and so forth. To make travel planning even easier, we are also have now the experimental Google Hotel Finder. So, as an example, suppose that you are planning a trip to New York and you know that you're going to be wanting to take a lot of trips to Central Park. To help you do that search, you can actually do a search where you would say that you would like to be within 20 minutes of Central Park in New York City by mass transit. So we can adjust this slider back and forth and say, well, I want to be only 10 minutes away by the local subway, and the map will then adjust and show the possible areas in the city where you could book a hotel and be able to get to Central Park within 10 minutes. Or if you want to zoom back out, you can then find that you've got a lot more area available. Or if you're not interested in travel time, you can also, for example, pick a selected area where you actually have the ability now to move a polygon over the map and decide exactly what geographic area you're sure you'd like to stay in, and then limit your search to just hotels that are available in that area. So, for example, we can then go ahead and restrict by price. Say we don't want to worry about spending so much on a place, we can limit the maximum price, and say that we would like to just basically get a typical price. And so now we've got limited to a lot fewer. We can say that, well, maybe we don't need a 5-star place, but we'll go ahead and have a 3-star place, but require that people have at least been happy with their stays there in the past. So now we've got just a small handful of hotels with direct links to where we could go ahead and book a stay. So we get a quick reference to recent user reviews and can go ahead and plan our trip there. Now if we want to figure out how to get there in the first place, Google now also offers flight search, which will work with most major airlines and also gives you a lot of flexibility in deciding exactly how you would like to fly and what your criteria are. So for example, planning a trip from San Francisco to Paris, we can go ahead and pick, sort of the standard flight features of deciding when to depart, when to return, and so forth. But we also provide a little bit more of an interface where we can say, well, here's what all of the properties of all the flights available look like, and get an idea of these are the sets that we're searching in, but maybe we'd like to go ahead and pick flights that take no longer than this and all, but also limit it by price. So what we're really after is inexpensive flights that don't take too long. And now we are able to filter out everything except the flights that meet this, and we can then search by we can then sort these by any of these fields, so we can find which flights will be taking off first, have the arrival time that we're interested in, or if we're concerned about how long we're spending in the air, we can go ahead and sort there also. Another fairly recent thing we've launched is the ability to search our images database not only by query but by appearance. So if you've got a picture and you're interested in knowing what on earth that picture came from, for example. So here is a quick example of, so here's a screenshot from everybody's favorite video game. So if you suppose that you had no idea what game this was, you just saw a friend playing it, you took a picture of their television. You can then go into Google image search, and this one. So if you go into Google image search and click on the little picture of a camera, you can actually paste an image URL in the box now. If you search by an image, you'll see that we recognize this as the flagpole from Super Mario Brothers, and we can link you directly to articles about the game and videos of people playing the game, and could use that as an input to it. So for example, we also have, say, here is a screenshot from old Commodore 64 version of Gauntlet. So say that you just see this on somebody's old computer. Again, you can go right into Google search, and we are able to identify exactly what the game is, and you can see people playing it on YouTube. And then there's even some links to places where you can actually go ahead and play the game for yourself. Another recent example is we've been expanding a lot the features of the Google Calculator. So you may be aware already that we support basically doing basic math problems in the search box, which we've done for a long time. But you know, as an educational feature, students, a graphing calculator is now a pretty standard school equipment, but there's no reason why we have to link you to a site where you can get graphing calculators if we can basically do the work of graphing for you. So instead of searching on 5x plus 25, let's go ahead and search on an equation. We can then go ahead and show you a graph of the equation right away, and let you go ahead and read numbers and points directly off the graph.
Directly in a research box. Directly, sorry? Yeah.
Directly in the search box. So, and if equations of one variable aren't enough, why, we can go ahead and search on a more complex equation. And this gives us a chance to show off that we now work with WebGL in Google. So if you search for any equation of two variables, we will go ahead and show you that equation rendered on three-dimensional axes spinning around. You can go ahead and pause the camera view and do the rotation yourself. Read off points. Another example of some queries that we now trigger on are we are trying to encourage use of our public Google data sets. So if, for example, we search on, let me go back to an original search box. If we were to search on, say, the population of France, you can see that we automatically trigger the Google Public Data Bank. So if we were to click through to here, we actually get a link to public data now where you're able to sort of explore the data for yourself. So we can go through here and just look at trends of population in France over a particular time window. Or say we're not interested in a time window, we can look at, say, educational information. And let's go ahead and actually clear this so we can compare by region. I think I've picked a poor choice here.
We continue.
Okay, so there are a variety of public data sources that we've got available. So if we were to say search on, let's see, got all sorts of economic data sets and so forth. So we are encouraging people to make use of all of the public data sets to do their own research, use our different visualizations that are available. And one of our more perennially helpful search results is also searching for any stock ticker symbol will link you directly into our financial site. So for example, if I were to search on the Google stock ticker symbol for Goog, if we click through to there, then we not only get an interactive graph of performance of the stock over the last intervals, we will automatically detect relevant news stories that we think are related to some of the changes here, and go ahead and link to the relevant news site here. So if we were to say, click on this article here, we see that it's now highlighted here, and based on the timing, it's possible that this article may be related to some of the fluctuations in stock price. So one final feature is that we realize that sometimes it's good to know exactly what you're jumping into when you do a search on something. We know that there are a lot of sites out there that you could probably tell at a glance whether or not there's someplace you're really going to be wanting to spend your time. So if, say, we were to go ahead and do a search on movies in Lyon, if we didn't recognize this site, we might be interested in just going ahead and getting a preview of what it is that it looks like. And before we actually take the time and bandwidth or worry about going there, we can go ahead and get this snapshot view of what the site looks like, so you can tell whether it's something that looks familiar and is likely to answer your question if you really go there.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.